Yeah, sounds good.
And I hope it sounds good. New microphone, who dis? I'm super stoked. I don't know where my webcam is. Forgive me, everyone. But time has come for more of the. So you thought 2E was simple? You thought 2E was easy? We'll show you Age of Ashes. Unfortunately, as I said on a min-maxing video, we are down one. Josh King, as his work schedule changed, his patronage will allow Idaho to stay in Idaho's spot. And Ross will hopefully get here sometime in the nearest future. But until then, Tiki, Spellcraft, Jason, Josh, in spirit, Idaho, and other Ross, yes, good. Thank you guys so much for your support on Patreon. We're a little behind, so we're not going to jump right at. You have a hero point. Congratulations. The AP is hard. I'll say that. Everyone gets the thing. Unfortunately, all of you guys see that Jazia has died from her wounds fighting the giant crocodilian thing. We thought she was good. You look back as the dust settles, and she's a little bit on the not side. The sounds of something arguing with something in Goblin continue from the battlements. The text message continues from the phone.
That was actually me starting my tablet, so I could actually use Roll20.
Fair enough. I suppose I should also open a book or something, shouldn't I? In any case, the floor is yours, guys.
I will be backing into the dang thing. I will be backing into the room that we just left and pulling out the healer's kit.
Okay.
Or rather, I probably had seen that she had died. If I have a maximum of 10 bulk that I can carry, and a medium is 6. I am at 4. I will bring Jadzia back into that room.
Okay.
And see if she has a healer's kit on her, because I don't.
Okay, let's take a looky there, shall we? When in doubt, loot the party. Also, I hope I'm looking at my audio input. I want to make sure I'm not peeking. New mic, very fancy, right up in my face.
And I was finally able to silence the notifications.
Hurrah! All right, let's see here.
You sound pretty good level-wise.
Hooray! All right, so let's see here. Inventory. She has a breastplate, a pick, a warhammer, and it looks like that's it.
I do have a healer's kit on me, so I would say, just for ease, we all come back into this little chapel area.
Sure. Okay. Both Bolix and Charles look like they want to go investigate the thing. I'm assuming Bolix would want to run in. Also, Idaho, if you listen to this, I just want to say that the fact that your character's size on your sheet is SMOL small is adorable, and I'm proud of you. And begrudgingly, he comes back in.
Don't. I did ask you earlier in Discord about using herbalism.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use that to treat more effectively?
I want to say the only thing lore works for is just for like very, very esoteric knowledge of it. You could use, if you had not battle medicine, but natural medicine, you could use nature.
Which I do.
Okay. And you guys are...
my mods are the same.
Well, let's take a look here. Lore, int bast. Recall knowledge. If you can use your lore to practice a trade, yeah, that's fine by me.
Okay. Then,
because this is literally the practical application of practicing a trade, is it not?
I would say so. But,
exactly. Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to run this as close to the mark as I can, aside from the dying rules. Yes, I'm horrible. Things that don't discorporate at 0 will get back up like you. But we can spread our wings a little bit on this one.
Okay. So, whose Who's the most beat up?
I'm at 7. I don't know about the others.
I will tell you in just a second. Also, I think it's hilarious in the lore section of the CRB. It's called midwifery lore. I thought it would just be midwife lore. Looks like Idaho has no damage on him. So that's a thing. If I'm reading his sheet correctly, he's got a max of 14 hit points and 14 hit points currently. I will also open, and this is why I insist on my people making their sheets in Roll20, because I can just right click like I'm gonna go grab Charles Tacombe and I'm gonna pop that out. I'm gonna put it over here. And Charles is at he also has not been hit. The casters are at full.
So I would say at the moment, Winter, you're up. So let's see how. Once again, I feel like I'm just, starting the rolls of doom for everyone.
Yeah.
So let's try this.
I believe that beats the DC.
It does beat the DC, so it is a success. And now we go to skills. I will say it's good that they're marked well on the outside of the physical book.
Yeah. I believe a 12 is a failure from QTUG. Think we're swinging at a 15 there.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I will use my hero point.
Okay. Apparently there's a big storm up in the north. Much better. Alrighty.
Okay. Well, off of me, you get 2d8 wounds, 2d8 hit points, and wounded condition is removed. So
I think the same thing happens from QTUX.
that's 8 points. But I do believe I'm not sure that we can both treat at the same time. I mean, it consecutively because they're bolstered for.
Yep, you are correct. The target is temporarily immune to treat wounds actions. So if we want that extra
Or
14 to come by, that means another hour would pass.
Well, I was also going to treat someone else wounded.
Okay.
There aren't. That would be the goblin.
Yeah, just turn it on Ohm.
So Ohm is sitting here treating my wounds while you're treating his.
It could be worse.
It's like that chain of like chimpanzees picking the fleas off each other and eating them, except you guys are like stitching each other back up. Ooh, rough. Okay.
Yay.
So 10 minutes. 10 minutes have gone by. Let's grab us a d6, shall we? That's what I'll do. If it's evens, it's the good thing. If it's odds, it's the bad thing. Okay, it's the bad thing. 10 minutes pass.
Shocking.
Yeah, right. At the end of that 10 minutes, you no longer hear the
The
sound.
DM dice.
The DM explodes.
Yeah. No, the DM dice tend to say that the bad things happens to us in this game.
I had an in-person game today, and that's kind of been all day. Okay, you no longer hear the sounds of arguing. But you do hear the sounds of a kitten. Leo returns.
No, it's not the kid. I look at my familiar. Quit trying to be a cat.
Something angry in Russian. Well, what's the move, team?
I guess we are continuing. Looking at the other two.
Everyone whose tokens are here with the exception of you, is full up. Correct? And you're down by a couple.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, she was in character saying, I guess we are continuing then?
It seems the best course.
Okay.
Shall we check the battlements quickly?
I guess. There's also this room here we haven't been in.
But we check first. Sure.
But
Seems it seems reasonable to check the room as well, but
I don't know. It's not smart to leave unchecked ground behind you, but then again, we don't know exactly what's going on up there, and there's no more arguing, so we may want to continue forward.
I would like to see what the source of the arguing was, and then we can return. Any objections? Different ideas?
I had agreed with you. Let's go.
Okie dokie.
I'm going to have a acid flask in hand. I believe I have 2 more of those.
Okay.
And I would like to sneaky, probably me and I will definitely sneaky up the stairways.
Okay. So where the stairs are sitting right now, the stairs are broken. Where that like rubble pile is, that's the rest of them. There's a rope and a grappling hook hanging down that you can use to like climb up to the stairs.
Okay. I will also pull out a he's not proficient with it yet, but I'll pull out the bottled lightning and hand it to the rogue.
Okay.
Thank you. If I don't use this, I will return it.
You don't have to keep that one. It's not one of my infused ones that'll last forever.
My thanks. Okay, I guess this means I sheath dog slicers and go up the road.
Okay. So then if you could give me an athletics check. That is good enough. It's gotta move token for the crafter of this spell. Bam. Okay, so it's pretty easy for Ohm to get, like, the rope is not knotted, but it's not hard to, like, get your footing. The gravel basically underneath you kicks around a lot, but you are able to get up the battlements. Or at least up the stairs leading to, I will say. If anybody else wants to try to do the same. Unfortunately, Anastasia reaches the rope and tries to pull up, and she doesn't like fall in such a way that would hurt her, but you make no progress and kind of just slide down to the bottom.
I would think Bollocks would come up.
Yeah, full of pep, shall we say. Pep and vim and an athletics check, and he's good. I am a big hero, Goblin! Wah!
Okay, well, big hero, knot that rope and throw it down again.
I cannot! The rope is obviously only hanging down to where it is. It's just there's a rope and a grappling hook that just kind of hangs down.
We can take a
fine.
Quick look.
More of the same. Anastasia continues to try to climb, but doesn't really get anywhere.
Okay. How difficult would it be to pull the rope up, knot it, and drop it back down? Possibly securing it better than just the hook.
Yeah, you probably could call it like a thievery check.
How you said this? It's next to rubble.
Yeah.
Can I use the rope and bounding off of the wall to try to acrobatics up?
Sure. Ta-da! As I suddenly hear, like, the Rugrats play in my head once again. Bubble, boom, beep, 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 doo. And Charles just barely gets it.
Okay.
Will Q-Tuck be joining us?
No.
Okay, understood. So then I will move everybody to the next board, which matters a lot less now than it did before. I will say that Paizo has committed what I believe to be the grandest of sins. That is to say, a square on this board is 10 feet. There are several goblins up here that are huddling in a corner. One of them, for the 10-minute period, whoopsie, she would be closer to this door which hangs open. And the goblins that aren't her are just kind of like, I want to say, the munchkins from Wizard of Oz cowering. This one clearly seems to be the leader. She sees you come up and she turns and just, that was the scariest moment of my whole life. Saw my life flash before my eyes. And who are you?
Are you the Bumble Brushers?
Yeah, that's me. That's me, all of us.
We came from the town looking for you.
She points at her, like, big old, like, meaty hand points to herself. My name is Helpa, and I'm the chieftain. We've been stuck here for days, it feels like. Maybe even weeks. Hard to keep track. First, awful monsters chase us from Coffee Basement. Then Dragon Dog came, and then awful halfling man showed up talking about elves and other nonsense. No elves live here, just the Bumble Brashers. She looks around at everybody else and just, I just want to protect my people, but everyone wants us dead! She kind of like kicks a rock off the battlements.
Not everyone. The emissary from the town who comes to meet you. I forget her name.
I think she was a Bumble Brasher too.
Cousin Warble? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cousin Warble, she's good friend. She's very, very smart lady. Now she lives in the city. Can you tell her we are alive, please, and that you are here to help, and we would be most grateful. We still can't go back home, but maybe not forever. Maybe we can go home later. Maybe.
If you want to, if we can try to show you the way out to our cart and get you to town, if you think you're not safe still.
She thinks about it, looks at the rest of her cohort. They all kind of put their heads together. Okay. Some of us are, and she waves her hand at like the surrounding countryside. They fled out into the woods. But we can go to town. Town is good. Town is safe. No dragon dog.
We killed the dragon dogs, but it kind of killed one of our companions.
Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh.
It's not your fault. Let's go ahead and get your people safely to town. Then we can come back to make sure the rest of this building is safe.
Okay, it sounds good. You will help us get home back?
That is the plan.
Okay, that sounds real good. Can I get my dogs?
Where are your dogs?
She points to like directly under where you guys are. In the first room, in the big room, big door. That's where the dogs live.
Okay, we did not I'm assuming we didn't come that way.
Right. You guys are basically right on top of where like the big front door is. The one that had been like
Okay.
scratched on is hanging open a little.
We have not been in there,
Okay.
but we can stop and see.
Okay.
The halfling fellow that you said was horrible, which way did he go?
He came up here and he yelled at us and he took me, and there's a door behind her that's open. When he heard you and you got quiet, he tried to take me hostage, and I was able to fight him off. And then she points to where another grappling hook is hanging off the battlements, like down onto the ground. He ran off, ran away into the trees.
All right, well, it's good you are safe.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to go back through the building? I think there may still be things through there, so we might want to go down this grappling hook. Our cart is right outside the front door.
Okay. And she looks at her people and goes, okay, guys, we're going to town. We gotta go get all the daggers. We're gonna go. We're gonna be safe. And these are friends of Cousin Warble. And we're gonna get our home back, and everything's gonna be good. And there won't be no more dragging dogs or creepy. Ah! And she, like, breaks down at this point, and she's obviously had the worst couple weeks ever. The goblins all kind of do the same. But they begin filing down the rope onto the
before she is able to leave. Are your dogs trained?
Yeah, they don't bite. Sometimes they'll bite intruders, but they don't bite us. Mm-mm.
Well, we're intruders unless there's something command to tell them to not attack.
No, just don't be loud, don't be scary. They're pretty nice, all told. I've seen worse dogs.
Okay.
It's not like it's one of them ponies. The ponies, they're the worst ever. Once upon a time, I saw a pony, and there's a pretty sizable bruise on her shoulder. And there was this halfling man, and he thought he was a vampire. I don't think he was a vampire. I think he was just crazy. And his pony kicked me. I hope I never see that pony again for any reason ever. Mm-mm. And she goes down.
Look at before she makes it all the way down. I will look at what do you want to bet that that's the same pony?
No bet. And I'll go down next.
Alrighty. Warble opens the front door with a loud, creaky awfulness, and no less than 4 goblin dogs come out and start licking, including Ohm, just everybody.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go back for Kyoktak.
Okay, sure. And then is the plan then to head on back to head on back to, I can't think of Breach Hill?
Yeah, I think the plan is currently to try to gather any stray Bumble Brashers and take them back to Breach Hill.
Okay.
Because I mean, we have a corpse with us. It's literally because we are taking the body back with us.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I mean, I really don't think the townsfolk can blame us when one of our members have died.
Makes sense.
And this is also fulfilling half of the contract. Right there.
While they are up there, I've been saying last rites for Jadzia.
Okay, sure. Can I get let me get a quick perception check from Cusack real fast. Mostly because I need to get the phlegm out of my throat from being meatwad from the Aqua Teen Hunger Force for too long. Oh. I've been training for goblins. Voice. That's not cock, it's cheese. No, meatwad. Best times. Alrighty, so scattered around that courtyard, as you're saying last rites for the poor girl, there is, for one thing, the water from whence those creatures were laying around like, it looks no longer fit to drink. Probably over something they did. Hard to say. But thrown around the courtyard, there are, you realize that those steps were pretty oversized for goblins, and I guess truly for everyone who went up there. Pretty much there's a lot of like hopping and balancing. As you look around, there are no less than 7 dog slicers, 3 short bows, and 15 arrows that have been discarded by the Bumble Brashers.
After I'm done with last rites, I will gather their things for them.
Okay. And then so far as if you want to find more Bumble Brashers, I suppose that would be behind like a survival check.
I think who would actually have the highest one of those? That's a wisdom skill.
Looking at the clerics probably. Unless
I have a
Bullock's
+3.
-1, and survival from Charles is a nada.
We're tied. So either Q-Tuck or myself.
Not you. Or not Q-Tuck. Oh.
That's you.
Okay, so if you guys want, you can pick out several goblin tracks that go out into the wilderness. It'd take a couple days to find everybody, probably, but like you probably could. You also are able to find, again, that like it's pretty obvious when a humanoid has made a footprint and there's no boot, the footprints of a halfling. If you wanted to try to go track this guy down, he has about a 10-minute head start on you right now.
Doggone it. What type of shape do the Bumble Brashers in?
They're shaken up, but they seem to be all in one piece.
All right, well then let's leave this to question. Looking to the Bumble Brashers leader, part of our contract was to find that halfling and bring him back for crimes and questioning. Do you wish to go with us when we go track him down? Because we can follow these footprints to try to find him, or we can follow the footprints of your people and try to find the rest of the Bumble Brashers. But if you want to see justice, we can go get him and take him to town too.
I hope I never see him again. He was the meanest person I ever saw ever in my whole 12 years of being alive. I guess we should find them. We follow tracks. We find Bumble Brashers. We go back to town. You tell them we are coming. And they're not... There's the dwarf guard, and he don't like me too much. I just don't want to get shot, you know. It's that simple. I suppose we should also go back to town with...
And she nods in the direction of Charles, who is unhitching the pony and getting everything ready.
Could go back with them, too.
You want to leave the cart with Charles and let him take them back?
Yeah, that seems... this is hard because if we go after him now, we have a good chance of catching him.
Yeah, and see, even if all right, out of character talk, if you, me, and Q-Tuck go after just him, and let the Bumble Brashers with Bollocks and Charles go back to town for them two with them for safety, and also to gather the rest of the Bumble Brashers, then that seems like a smart plan.
And these are goblin dogs that they have?
All 4, yeah.
I forget. We may have more available soon.
The goblin dogs are, especially in the case of Ohm and Bollocks, they're pretty jovial and happy, and though they itch all of the dire fleas off of them, hi Ross,
hello.
They're certainly very happy to see you guys.
Right.
And are not the worst at, if someone could nature them around, not the worst at like hunting things.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, now that Charles has actually showed up, maybe just Bollock's taking him back to town because Bollock's actually has met the guard before, and he knows he's supposed to be coming back.
Makes sense. Okay, sure.
And
Sounds
it's
good.
not likely that the guard will mistake Bollocks for anyone else.
Yeah, no, seriously, got it.
So, to the chieftain, go with Bollocks. He will take you. May I borrow your doggos?
I guess.
Because we can use them to find the mean halfling, and then he gets to answer to the Longshanks in town.
She smiles wickedly at this. And as a quick aside, I want everyone listening to this to know that for the first time I have opened my Pathfinder 2nd Edition bestiary, and I really like new book smell. So
Yes.
I'm a happy Tommy right now. Yeah, give me...
You will fall to bibliophilia.
I might... Oh, man. Thank you, Paizo. You're nice people to BDG and Tommy. Hooray. Give me a quick nature check to... Or, yeah. That's what we need to do. Or I guess you can diplomacy to make an impression.
So, Tommy,
Sir.
that bibliophilia, because that's actually what causes Yomiko Reedman to gain her paper mancer powers. So,
fair enough.
Yes, read or die.
I love that series and the movies.
It is awesome.
Ghoul, Frost Giant. There's the goblin. What's behind the goblin? A goblin dog. Yeah, that's my DC is that. Yep, you're good. The goblin dogs appear more than ready, willing, and able to follow you guys. Matter of fact, be a little awkward for Charles, I suppose, but and Cube Talk as well. But
kind of fair. Upside, by the way, if you can't tell, I got a new mic.
Hooray! Well done, buddy. What I was trying to say was I got a new mic too. I'm super stoked. Alm and Anastasia could ride the goblin dogs. The goblin dogs have a speed of 40 feet, which is probably faster than anyone in the party. It's definitely faster than a halfling. You could catch them pretty quick.
Yes, I forget. Do they still have the itchy problems for non-goblins?
Yeah, that's fair. So Alm could ride a goblin dog and be just fine. Bolix could ride a goblin dog. You're both immune to goblin pox.
Yeah, but Bollocks is going with them. What? Okay, here's the plan, folks. I will ride a dog, chase him down, pull him to bay, and y'all follow as quick as you can. Sound fair?
What are the seeing as we have goblins here? If he brings up the goblin pox problem, what are the symptoms of goblin pox?
Well, you get real itchy and you get second one for 1 round on stage 1, and stage 2 is second 1, and third one, stage 3 is second 2, and can't reduce the second value below 1 for a day.
So
And-
don't pet the dog.
Basically, really bad news for me
Pretty much.
if I were to try.
Yeah, they are covered in boils and blisters and things. Unless you feel like you can get a DC 17 fort save.
Well, fort save is my best save. It doesn't have lasting effects if you get away from them, does it?
Yeah, it could. At its very worst, it will last a day. At most, it's just a temporary itching.
And before he rolled, I did a herbalist skill roll to see if I have in my pocket.
You know what? I'll go ahead and throw the hero point at it to see.
Whoa, Tiki.
Oh no.
That's worse.
It is worse. So then that means you immediately drop to stage 2 as you are exposed to goblin pox. So that means you are
I-
now sickened one and
I'm
slowed one.
Not trying to write it, but yes.
So as soon as you touch it,
So,
like
yeah,
your skin just breaks out.
I just like, I
Yeah,
don't
backing
like
off.
these
Nope.
dogs. I say.
Nope. Nope.
So, aside from the very diseased dogs, I could also send Leo along. I say as he kind of like pokes his head out from from like the robes and whatnot I'm wearing. He can fly as fast as these things can run. If nothing else, he can watch and help me and Anastasia here keep an eye on what's going on, so that way we know where you are. As long as you don't get like a mile away from us.
Hmm.
Well,
Okay.
we need to make the decision right now. Do we chase?
You get on dog, chase him down. Me and Anastasia here will follow behind, and then you got them right. I say, pointing to him up, Felix.
Yeah.
Okay, this being the case, Anastasia, do you want to go back to town, or do you want to go with Bollocks, or have Bollocks go back to town?
You look awful at the moment. You
This is awful.
really should not touch those dogs.
Let me get another
Like, I
fort
am
save
actually
from one more fort save from Anastasia for like mechanically the next round of the thing. See if she can reduce it a little. Okay, that's a critical success.
Can't
She's
we
fine
use
now.
medicine?
Wouldn't be necessary. She just crit succeeded it, so she's super good.
Hey,
Critical success. I did what?
You would reduce the condition by 2 rather than 1, so you go from stage 2 to totally fine. It itched
All
real
right,
bad
so,
for about a second.
You hold on. You literally just watch me swallow, and as like most alchemists do, shake off whatever it was that was wrong with me.
Blech.
I literally am pulling herbs and stuff out of my bag and just shoving them in my mouth.
okay, I forgot how the alchemical arts works. Experimental, you either die or something works, right?
All right, then. Let's go. Y'all ride. We will follow.
Okay. So then, the goblin dogs all have scent. I'm not totally sure how scent works in 2E, but they're also faster and you know where the tracks are. So you overtake him in about 20 minutes. The little man sees you and turns and draws a weapon and then sees that there are 4 goblin dogs coming after him with a goblin on top. He immediately drops his weapon and surrenders.
Very good.
Can this pox harm him? In other words, can it kill him?
No. The worst you get is you just be itchy for a day.
When we catch up, I'm strapping him to the dog.
Alrighty. So Ohm gets there first and he turns and... who are you? Wait, the do-gooders from town. You're supposed to burn in the fire! What are you doing here? Oh, don't... I surrender! And he throws down his sword, puts his hands up. As he quickly realizes he's been had.
Well, first, you're not going to give me any trouble when I tie you up. Because if you do, these will be gnawing on your bones for days as you die. Do you understand?
That seems to be a little much, but I just... Listen, I couldn't find the thing I needed.
My
Just...
people,
What was that?
for what you did to them, it's nothing.
It's not nothing. Just let me go. I couldn't find the thing. I need to get as far away from Breach Hill as possible. Please, Fred. I promise I won't go stabbing any more goblins. I won't be lighting any more fires. Just let me go.
No.
Okay.
Submit or die.
And so he does.
I'll tie him up good after having the goblin dogs make a ring around him.
Okay.
When I arrive, I would try to get his help to tie him to the dog because he killed 2 people with that fire in town at least.
Yeah, he
and
did.
We've lost one of our people, so he can deal with the sickness.
Wait, we died? Somebody died?
Yeah.
Two of the townsfolk died in town, not to mention all the injuries due to the fire, and Jadzia died of her injuries to the dragon dogs.
Wait, we lost him? Oh.
Because to catch Ross up, Josh's work schedule changed, so he had to drop. His patronage will stay, so Idaho is fine, and it means Emmy's going to stay in Carrying Crown forever and ever. But yeah, we're just flavoring that one out as poor girl died of her wounds.
Oh, okay. That is... Yep.
So I don't think anyone has a problem with me tying him to the dog at this point.
As long as it's okay with the dogs, I'm fine. Otherwise, I'll rig up a rope team and we'll just drag him.
We could just get some honey out of the reagents and let the fleas get to him.
I'd rather have him ride the dog so he gets the full force of the sickness, but the pox. But
yeah, I mean, normally I'm against cruel and unusual punishment, but I'm in the minority.
It's not cruel and unusual. We are using it to transport, and this is a murderer.
I mean, once again, as I was about to state, I'm in the minority and in no way inclined to fight for this individual. So, and I just kind of like make a motion as if I'm washing my hands and begin walking back towards town.
All right, fair enough. So you guys then would, some time has passed. It's not long before Calmont starts begging, basically at the top of his voice, for somebody to untie his hands so he could scratch these infernal blisters. And from time to time, goblin dogs are called dogs, but in a technically sense, they're just big rodents. So they come up and they sniff and get all on top of each other and things. And by the time you guys get back to Breach Hill, he's basically just a giant mass of blisters and sores. You guys are let in, and everyone has come to watch the heroes of the day lead this guy back, tied to giant rats, back to the beginning of everywhere, where finally the fire has been put out. People are working on putting the building back together.
Well, I mean, it's only fair he'd be with his own kind. Wait, that's unfair to rats.
Well, yeah, I mean, Tarask would have issue with this.
He would.
Yeah.
Kyuktuk doesn't know about any sapient rat folk, so...
I actually don't think... I think rat folk are common knowledge across Galarian, are they not?
Yeah, they actually have taken the name from Starfinder. They are called Isoki. They are originally from Tien Sha, but not Tien Sha, the Darklands of Tien Sha. So they certainly could have crossed over on the other side. And, had you been to any of the major cities in the Inner Sea region, yeah, stands to reason you probably saw a rat folk at some point.
Oh, then yes, it's unfair to the Yinsa.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't know what a rat folk is. I'd probably freak out, but...
Yeah, they would have been...
Not freak out, but I mean, more like, whoa, that is unusual.
They certainly would have still been in the Darklands during the Age of Legends, yeah. In any case, back to town y'all go. The council is waiting for you, and a couple of the Bumble Brashers cut poor Calmont down, so I guess so the council can put on the really thick leather gloves necessary to touch all that dander and not break out themselves. And
I imagine would Ohm offer to cut him down? So that way they don't have to worry about getting it? Yeah.
Hey, we're getting 10 gold to bring him back. I can provide the service.
Warble and Helba are overjoyed to see each other, and you guys, in fact, are. The council bows, thanks you, and you are paid in full for both objectives completed.
Yay!
Hey!
And this
what was that?
I will grab it really quickly because I'm brain farting. I want to say it was 10 for each, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, 10 gold.
And
Yay.
In a mechanical sense, and I want to do this now. I know we started late. We're going to run a little later, Ross, but we'll cut the recording and we'll come back to run later. Because, holy God, this AP is hard. You guys level.
Yay!
Yay!
Take level
Awesome.
2. We will, if you guys can if you would like to take level 2 right now, you can. If you want to go back and explore the Citadel some more or talk to anybody, also, you can do that. But, woof. That's all I'm going to say. Woof.
Actually, it's more of a chittering sound.
I'm so
Those
glad
big
you're in my
teeth
life.
gnashing.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah,
we say
squeak
that
by.
can we say that at level we automatically top up or what? Health
Yeah.
wise?
The council gives you enough potions.
All right.
So what I would
Well, there was probably also
Did
a
I
couple
ever take
hours of
damage?
You did
no,
not.
you were good. There was probably also enough hours of travel. So
Yeah.
Well, then again, how can you really? Well, then again, I guess at exploration rules, you can just use the heal treat wounds. So many new things.
Battle medicine forever. So this will probably take at least 8 hours. I'll say that. And during that time, there is an impromptu funeral held for Jadzia by the local priest of Torog. Not condemning her, jeez. Sending her back into the earth in Torog's embrace. You guys, of course, do get her gear. If you want to sell things, you certainly can. And then now I'm 2 for 3. I'm 3 for 3 on all of my games this weekend, being, all right, hold up, we're cutting the recording right here. Let's vendor and level.
yeah.
Yeah, so we're just going to call her equipment 15 gold because that's what starting gold is.
Sure. Yeah, makes sense.
I don't think we should take her stuff. I will actually, like, as I see this, I'll kind of like bring it up and look to the rest of them and say, I think it would be best if we give the money to the followers of Torak in the city, as after all, they are her kin, and she would want us to help them out.
I don't
She
have
should
a
at the
problem
very
with.
least be given her hammer to take with her into the afterlife.
Indeed.
Yeah, so we'll leave her her armor, her hammer, and cash out anything that would be immediately worth something to give to the church.
Okay.
Because,
Or even just the supplies.
I'm not much of a
themselves.
religious man myself, but I still would find it in poor taste to take her stuff
Makes
after
sense.
she died helping us.
I think I remember how...
Sorry, I probably would have taken it myself. Pragmatism being in the forefront of my mind, but the moment someone says that, it's like, okay, fine.
And I kind
If
of
it was
remember
stuff
how the
that had
Church
been-
of Torog works, as I rolled the D100 to see what they wanted to do it. I'm pretty sure the Church of Torog, like burying someone with weapons, they'd have a problem with that because waste of a good tool. I know like Iomade feels that way. I imagine the craftsman god does. The man who presides over the service this happens, no, I won't hear nothing of it. They were hers. These tools are still good. Picks up the hammer, swings it. I think she'd want you to have them. And pushes you guys the breastplate, warhammer, and pick. We did the downtime, not the downtime, we did the shopping in the level, and the party is now level 2, and we are jumping back basically in to really quickly. There was an uncommon thing. You can see there were some checks rolled, and some diplomacy was diplomanced. I am the course. The check is successful, I will say. Easy answer to get it through really quick. Anastasia is taken from one back alley merchant to someone else to someone else to someone else. Eventually, someone does have... Which poison was it again?
Lethargy poison or drow. It's basically drow sleep poison.
That lethargy poison, indeed. Okay, so with the rest of our time, gentlemen, you could... you guys know as the 8 hours have passed that... that poor halfling man, who's not poor at all, he's actually terrible, has been locked away. He's not in, like, solitary confinement for the criminal. So, he is receiving visitors. Warble would talk your ear off for years and years and years about events in... or not Warble. Helba, excuse me, would talk your ear off for years and years about events in the keep. Or you could just head on back.
He did mention that he did not find it. And please let him go. I really want to know what it is.
So
Well,
you
here,
approach
Puggy.
him. You approach him in the cells. He is behind bars. He has been stripped of his important stuff, and he just kind of like looks up and glares at you as you walk in.
Hello.
Eh? What you want?
I want to know something.
He just kind of glares at you. And a diplomacy check to make an impression.
Okay.
Are we with him?
Do you want to be?
Yeah,
I
sure.
would be happy to have them along.
Okay. I'm sitting there fiddling with one of my bombs.
Okay.
I'm just making notes in my
It
hair.
it is actually bottled lightning. This one, so there's lightning in a bottle.
Okay. Bottled lightning, so there's lightning in a bottle. Such an apt description. Calma just kind of glares at you and says nothing.
I want to know what you were looking for.
And I went out of the cell.
You
You-
give me what I want. I can see what we can do about getting you what you want.
Why am I supposed to believe that?
Because it's easier than me putting another goblin dog in there to be your roommate.
There are a couple of guards watching, and you say that, and they both look at you and shake their heads no.
I noticeably look up from my book as he says the thing about you help me, I help you, kind of like what?
Oh well. I guess things are done a little differently here than where I grew up.
It's probably for the best, isn't it?
Perhaps. We had fewer arsonists and murderers.
He kind of chuckles.
Did you just laugh about killing 2 people and then leading us on a wild goose chase and getting one of our friends killed?
He just kind of looks at you and smiles.
You're in a cage full of metal. And I don't care if I get arrested and put to death for killing you. Be nice.
Okay. That is a much, much higher. That's definitely the words you are saying are not diplomatic. You did not make a diplomacy check.
Okay.
You,
I was
you could
actually telling them to be nice. But
you could
not,
co-
I
you
wasn't
could
trying to.
coerce him with an intimidate check with that,
I'll throw one.
which is exactly what you needed. Okay, so what happens then? Oh, I'm going back up to look at the skills. Hey, Ross.
I know.
Busted. All right, so coerce on a success. He stops talking.
Let's try this again then. Do you have any other option that might get you out of here?
At this
Other
point,
hope?
diplomacy check. Says nothing.
It's the whistling through my teeth, isn't it?
A little.
Well, how about I have a go, friend?
Please.
Let's just put it this way. You tell us what it is you are after,
You guys,
so that we.
can we
Huh?
can we talk outside for a moment, please? Please, I say, just kind of to the group, gesturing out the door.
I'm not with
I'm
them for
having a
once.
word.
Can we just
Tell us
Anastasia?
in a moment.
No, it needs to be now.
The men. I am having a word. If you do not like me having a word, we can discuss it in a moment.
I prefer not to threaten people with death, especially not when we are not judged.
I am not threatening anyone with anything. Now, let me speak.
Perhaps
Okay.
the rest of us should discuss this outside, leaving Anastasia.
Let's just say this. If you tell us what it is you were after, we will put in a good word. Considering you murdered 2 people with your arson, we will try to get them to not execute you. I mean, I don't care whether you die or not, but if you tell us what it is you were after, we will ask them not to execute you.
Well, that's awkward.
Fail.
Not only is that a
Absolute
fumble,
straight fail.
that is both a fumble on the number and on the dice roll. Yeah, at that point, what happened? What happened?
That's a double fumble.
What's the poopy? The biggest poopy. Diplomacy. Hello. Make an impression. At this point, he just he leans his face as close to the bars as he can. He says, Gods, this woman's harassing me. And then he turns, and you are escorted out.
Yeah, I saw that one coming. I kind of just say as he says the harassing me part.
I did not threaten him.
Okay. Sure, Anastasia. Okay, that's fine. This is fine. I'm just gonna walk out. Make sure the guards are fine with us. Like we're not in trouble or anything.
They glare at Anastasia, but they don't say anything or prevent you from leaving.
Well, do I say just as I walk by, just kind of look to them and say, "I'm sorry," and leave?
They nod.
I'm not sorry. I did nothing wrong. That's what I'm doing when I left.
Okay. That's sure.
I'm patching up the bumble brashes on the townsfolk, by the way. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that sooner.
Gotcha.
That just seemed very. I imagine we're outside now, but this conversation as we're walking out and whatnot. That just seemed very aggressive. Is all I'm worried about. And you speak with a degree of authority I'm not certain we have. Sure, we've done this for a few aids, but I'm not certain.
I didn't say I had any authority. I said I would ask. There's nothing in there about my authority. I can ask and they can say flat no.
Very well, friend. May I just ask you, I turn to him. Why are you so interested in this item he has? For all we know, it could just be some stupid, I don't know, deed or something. I don't think there's much in this town, I kind of look around, to generate that sort of a interest. Do you?
Property still has value.
Fair.
Yes.
But not if he goes around burning it.
I hold up a hand open, start kicking down fingers, pushing them into my palm. First, whatever he was up to was worth setting the town council's hall on fire. Second, it was worth killing people over. Third, it's been worth keeping an entire tribe of goblins in terror for over a month. According to the chieftain of the Bumblebriars, he was mentioning elves who I don't believe are a majority ancestry in this area.
There are a few, but no.
I've not seen many.
And this is a former citadel of the Hell Knights, hence the name Hell Knight Hill.
Hell Knights?
Uh, I don't even know what.
Forgive me, once again, coming from a different area. What are these Hell Knight individuals you speak of? From the description you've given me so far, they do not sound like the most pleasant individuals. And I do not mean to sound like I am ignoring the cries of the Bramblewoods or the atrocities this man has had. I want us to have a baseline here, because at this point, I look at the two of you. You two are the most trustworthy people in this entire town to me, and the only ones so far, aside from, the cleric, and I go around, are resident want-to-be dragon that I'd actually trust my life with. So I just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
How many smaller towns like this, from your experience, from where you are from, tend to have someone just decide to attack another town and then burn the town they're in?
Depends on how religious the area is. Jokes aside about that sort of nature, not much.
And
sorry, I've ran into some particularly nasty individuals worshipping some sort of Gorum. It's some sort of war god. Nothing fun.
Fair enough, but you would have to admit it is unusual.
I do not disagree. I think this whole entire ordeal is extremely unusual, and I find the town fascinating. That's why I'm here. I just want to go in with a plan. We are not exactly immortal. We are very, very killable, I say, pausing, looking somberly in the direction of the church that we, took her to.
It's not just for money that we would do things like this. And while I did not know her long, I would like to know what was important enough for her death.
Once again, I agree. I don't mean to sound like I disagree with what we are doing. I think we are on the right path.
So
that got a little bit escalated for me very quickly, I must be honest. That went from
so you are saying
Charles,
a question of method.
Your method is fine. Yes.
Intimidation is a tool. You never have to act on it. It is a tool to get what you need and what you want. I needed information.
Fair. I just thought it was in poor taste with the guards being there and whatnot, and acting like we had authority in their realm.
Well, I never acted as if I did. Now, that being said, I also know that the guards can full well see me. And if they don't like something I am doing, they can tell me to stop.
That's a fair statement.
And as I don't know this particular region, I do not know if there's any particular law that says words can get you arrested.
I imagine they have those. That tends to be a common thing, but I'm not interested in looking that up. There is something.
I have not disparaged their leadership. I have not said anything bad about their governance.
Fair. I wasn't thinking along those matters, but no, there is something I've been curious about, and I've been looking into it a little bit. I'm going to go off what we've seen of the individual so far and say he's not someone who's inclined in any extremely magical way. Do you two get a vibe that he is? Because if he is not, then how did those creatures that attacked the town hall get there? Did he tame them? They did not seem like creatures that were residing in this plane. And he does not seem like he himself has the immediate ability to do such a thing. So, I'm curious to see what another?
DM question, did he have a cutlass or a dagger?
By the time you found him, he had a nothing.
He put down his weapon when we
There's a weapon like
when we
thrown down in the
captured him.
bushes, but he was carrying a I think it was a short sword.
okay,
No, excuse me, he was carrying a dagger.
dagger.
Do you think that you would have any greater success attempting to speak with him?
Heavens,
Without
no.
us there?
Heavens, no. He's not the type of individual I'd be able to talk to very well, and you two are far more of the intimidation tactic type than I am.
Well, perhaps that's
I-
the point.
No, I do not. Sorry, I guess I was just concerned with the. It seemed to go rather fast for my taste, and this is still the first time I've done something of this nature, so perhaps it's the new, I guess, adventurer fitters? That sounds stupid, but I'll stick with it for now. But, so, and he did, I heard through Leo that he was mentioning something about someone coming for him or something like that. Was that correct, Owen? You were there.
The player does not remember.
GM?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Didn't the halfling mention some about someone coming after him or something like that if he didn't find the item he's looking for? Or something like that?
He, along the lines of like someone was coming, he was in trouble, that kind of thing.
Okay, yeah. Do you think that individual, I don't know, perhaps that individual might have something more along the lines of the ability to do that magic that set the entire council building on fire? Because, once again, those creatures were not natural. Now, I thought they were infernal, but I could be wrong.
Which would fit with the
Hell Knight thing?
Yes, they are servants.
No, infernals, well, could be a demon. Could be a devil. Wait, no, that's a bit. All the different types and whatnot down there are so annoying, confusing. Ugh. It comes from the right plane. You're in the right thought, friends. I'm overthinking matters of the theocracy and arcane learning. Yeah.
What I would please, Winter.
Sorry. Speaking of which, did you prep acid vials this morning?
I mean, from what I've gathered, I kind of like reached down, kind of shake. From the notes we've been sharing, I managed to make life elixirs. That's what I crafted this morning.
Oh, well, our friend being a bit of the more sneaky persuasion, I actually made things he might be able to use better than I. And I would pull out 2 bottles of Blackadder poison and 2 bottles of lethargy poison to hand to Prom, yes.
Are we planning something reckless?
We're going back to that place. I fully planned that anything that we have dealings with is going to die very quickly. Because I don't want it hitting me.
That's fair. I meant more so along the lines of that gentleman. I say, kind of like gesturing my head back towards the
I honestly was just asking a question, and had he said something cool, otherwise, no.
Fair enough. I just want to, once again, I'm still getting used to you two. Your cultures and attitudes are far different than where I grew up.
Well, you did have one thing right. Pragmatism is kind of taught very deep in the core of our beings from whence I came. It's always winter where I'm from, so you have to give and take what you can.
That's fair. I mean, where I come from, we tend to be a bit more pragmatic ourselves, but even then, I don't know. I just, I, I kind of just like shake my head a bit. Something about that just seemed a bit too intense for me, but once again, I'm still there. It could be
Hon-
my fault.
In all honesty, when we found him, had he not been a
Take him alive individual?
yes,
Whatever what you're
I
trying to do?
I probably would have poured a frost vial down his throat for what he had done to the people, or maybe an alchemist fire. He did burn them.
Winter, I want you to take this as a compliment, but whenever it comes to killing individuals, I look at you and I see a cat playing with its prey.
I don't understand where you get that from. I mean, here is probably more proficient.
I see him more as a. Once again, this is not an insult, this is a compliment. A dog, a hunting dog, one who is able to find the target, track him, and then take him down swiftly and efficiently. You seem a little bit more devious, a little more maniacal, one who knows how to get into their own heads and twist their own physical desires. But that's, I hold up hands, I'm by no means a master at reading people. That just seems to be how you two prefer to fight.
Well, my thing really is pragmatism for one, because you don't really want to have to be dragging someone back to town for justice if you don't have to. So if delivering justice means killing them on the spot, albeit, but that is also, if they are completely helpless, it is not truly the way I would go about it unless they are a murderer.
Fair enough.
And he killed people. He knew people would not all get out of a burning burning building with a method or two.
Method.
Or sorry, imp. We didn't. Well, I can give you an alchemy check to know if we find out if we knew those were methods.
Yeah, you can give me a quick Arcana or religion.
Arcana.
Yeah.
For my check, I made
Arcana, and I got occultism as well.
Okay, occultism doesn't really give it to you, but yeah, Alm realizes that was a little baby fire elemental, basically. And anyway, on that note, now that the RP has come to the asking of the questions, that's all the time we have for today. We will jump to, I'm going to say Bollix is with Cuketuck, with the Bumble Brashers. We'll jump to them a little bit at the beginning of next week. Before we go back and attack things, here's hoping we don't die miserable deaths again. In the meantime, my friends, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and we will see you next time. Say bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Vlakaloo.